How to get your cleaning business to 50k a month or more in revenue. So we've worked with dozens of cleaning businesses over the years, helping them to go from 0 to 50k and beyond. And in the majority of cases, they have all had the same gaps. So in today's video, I want to take you through the exact roadmap that you want to go through to scale as quickly and as profitably as possible. So first of all, what we need to make sure is that we are spending a good proportion of our monthly revenue in terms of marketing. Generally, if you're not spending much on marketing, if you're relying on free marketing channels and referrals, you'll tend to find that you get capped out pretty quickly. Usually around $10,000 a month is the level I see with people who get in touch with me. So when you want to go beyond that 10k level to 20, 30k, generally you need to start spending money on marketing. You need to find marketing channels where for every dollar that you put into the machine, you're getting $2 out or $3 out. So that is a very important change in mindset that you need to make. And the number that I tell people that you want to be thinking about is to be investing about 10% or more of your monthly revenue into your marketing budget. So let's say you're doing $10,000 a month in revenue, you want to be spending at least $1,000 a month in paid marketing. We work with many people who want to grow quicker, so they're investing 15% or even 20% of revenue in terms of marketing. But the reason why this strategy is important is because as you grow your business, you need to spend more and more money into your marketing, because as we know, one of the great things about this industry is that you can build a pretty successful large business by focusing on growing your recurring clients. So running a house cleaning business, these will be your homeowners asking you to clean your home every week or every 2 weeks or every month, and you find that once you onboard those types of clients, the monthly revenue or the revenue that they bring into your business over the months and over the years quickly stacks up. But the downside is with any recurring client, there is the chance of them canceling service. Maybe they're moving out of the location, or maybe they're having budget issues, or maybe there are quality issues, which obviously you want to minimize. But as you go from say 10 recurring clients to 20 to 80 to 100, every single month you'll be losing some of those clients to your monthly churn. And as you get more clients, obviously the absolute number of clients that you'll be losing each month increases with time as well. So naturally, as your business grows, you'll be losing more of your clients. So your marketing will need to replace those that you lose, as well as generating more new clients on top of that to ensure that your business continues to grow. So think about this percentage of monthly revenue when you're thinking of scaling your business. As I said, making that shift from free marketing channels to paid marketing channels to further accelerate your business is a key step that you need to take as you get towards that 50k a month level and further. So once you have that in mind, you want to be thinking about Google marketing. I talk about lots of marketing channels on this channel, but I still think that in 2026, the Google paid marketing channels are a great way to start investing in paid marketing. So, Google Local Service Ads, LSA for short, is something that many of you will probably have got started out with, in the early stages of your business. It's Google's pay-per-lead channel, extremely easy to set up. You need to go through a quick background check, and then get a handful of reviews. But really, once you get approved, then it's a case of setting your budget and then waiting for Google to send you phone calls or send you client messages, and you can then follow up with those leads and convert them. So really, a great thing about this Google LSA platform is you don't really need to do much. You set it up and Google sends you the leads. The downside is that with LSA, if you're not getting enough leads, then there's not a huge amount you can do. There's not a lot of control. And one of the downsides of it being so simple is that it's pretty saturated. Most of the time, you'll find that Most cleaning businesses out there, who have any sort of focus on wanting to grow their business and investing in paid marketing will be doing some form of Google local service ads. So LSA is a great place to start, but if you are not getting the sufficient leads, or the leads are coming in too expensive, then you want to be thinking about Google Ads. So Google Ads is a far more complicated beast. We work with cleaning companies right across the country on Google Ads. So I'll leave a link to our agency Project 83 in the description for those of you that are interested. But because it's a more complicated platform, this presents a big opportunity for us. Most of the cleaning companies out there that are advertising on Google Ads don't really know what they're doing. So if you come in, you know what you're doing, then you have a big edge against the competition. And the way that I like to run it with our clients is that we will get local service ads running, and we will set up Google Ads. We'll be tracking the cost per leads. We'll be tracking the lead volumes, and clients will tell me, we've got, let's say $2,000 a month for our budget this month. I will then go in and then allocate the budget, moving it between LSA and ads according to what is performing best at the time. And this can often change. At the moment we might find that Google Ads is doing really well, but maybe in 2 or 3 months' time it swings back towards LSA, so we allocate more budget to LSA. But by having these two channels, this can work really well, because the reality is that even in 2026, with AI search and people using tools like that increasingly, still the majority of people will go to Google if they're looking for a cleaning company. There's a high degree of intent there, and as we know, at the top of the page, if someone types in maid service in Boston, the top half of the page will be dedicated to Google local service ads and Google Ads results. So by running these two platforms, you're ensuring your visibility at the top of your page. And obviously with mobile becoming really the de facto platform, scrolling down is becoming more monotonous. A lot of people will simply just click one of the ads results at the very top. So Google Ads and local service ads is a great place to start. Usually you should find that if you're running both successfully, you should be able to get to 20K, 30K, even 40K a month if you know what you're doing with those two. The next part of the puzzle is to also invest in your local SEO as soon as possible. So, when I went back to the example about maid service in Boston, if someone went to Google and typed in maid service in Boston, the local SEO part is all about getting visible on the map section in the middle of the page. You'll see probably 3 or 4 companies listed there. They'll have their reviews, the name, the address, and because it's more visual, a lot of people will click on the local service, the local SEO, the Google Maps section. Generally, it's about 50 to 60% of all the clicks. So getting visible here is extremely important. The downside of running a local SEO is that it can take time, particularly in the more popular areas, the more competitive areas with lots of competition. Obviously, there will be many more than 3 or 4 companies in those areas. So it's a case that you want to be vying for those top spots because they will get the lion's share of the traffic. So local SEO, in essence, it boils down to 2 main parts: your on-site SEO and your off-site SEO. Your on-site SEO is all about your website. You have a lot of control over it, and really it boils down to site architecture. What pages are on your website, making sure that your homepage talks about your primary service, but also your primary location. I often see a lot of people on their homepage talking about house cleaning and how amazing a service that they have, but it's very difficult to find out exactly the location or the areas served. So you need to make sure that the content on your homepage talks about your primary service and your primary location. And then Google knows that your homepage is obviously the most important real estate on your website. So if you are focusing on those 2 keywords, They know that exactly the service that you provide and the areas that you provide it. So once you have your homepage nailed down, the site architecture is important in two ways. So you want to be building individual service pages for all your key services. So let's say you run a house cleaning business, but you do within house cleaning, you do move out cleaning. So it would be cleaningcompany.com/move out cleaning. There'd be another page for post construction cleaning if you did that. So .com/post construction cleaning, deep cleaning, apartment cleaning. You get the idea. So all the different services that you offer underneath your house cleaning service needs to have individual pages. So we are in effect making it extremely clear to Google that we offer those services. So let's say you're in Boston, but someone types in deep cleaning Boston or move out cleaning Boston. Google will look to your page. If they see a dedicated page in your site, you will likely get ranked higher up in the maps sections as well. So the service pages need to be built out, but also your key location pages as well. So wherever you're based around the country or around the world, you'll probably have your main primary location, your main city on your homepage. But, for example, with the case of Boston, obviously in Boston, there are lots of different cities, big towns, neighborhoods. So you want to think about breaking up that major city, that major area into these other areas. So you want to have individual location pages for your key location. So it would be cleaningcompany.com/location 1, location 2, location 3. And on those pages, you want to talk about your services, your cleaning services in relation to the area that you provide, the area of that location page. So you want to have ideally photos of that location. You want to have some reviews from clients in those locations, having an embedded map of those locations. You are, again, in a similar way to the service pages, you're making it extremely clear to Google the locations that you provide it. So if someone typed in, rather than maid service Boston, they typed in maid service plus whatever major area in Boston, then you would come up higher in exactly the same way with your service pages. So getting your on-site SEO is extremely important. The other side of it is off-site SEO, and this is really where we are thinking about all the signals that Google can see away from your website that points to the fact that you are a legitimate company, you provide the services that you talk about in the locations that you mention. So backlinks are an extremely important part of this. A backlink is a link from another site back to your website, and Google likes these because they see these as votes of confidence. So if you, for example, an example of a fantastic backlink would be, say, a local newspaper in your area interviews you about running a cleaning company in the post-COVID era, and at the bottom of the interview, they provide a link back to your website. Google would see that as a very high quality link. They like both the volume of backlinks that you have, but also the quality. So a high quality newspaper, they know there's a high quality, high domain authority of that backlink. So again, they will see that as a big vote of confidence and will likely boost up your rankings as well. So the backlink profile, the offsite SEO profile is important, and then linked to that is AI search, visibility, and this is becoming extremely important now. We're seeing many people using tools like ChatGPT and Claude to find local services online. So they will go and type in, give me 3 recommendations for cleaning companies in my area. So this is becoming the new next step for SEO. How do we become one of those 3 companies? And the good news is that if you're doing local SEO right, you've got lots of good reviews, your website site architecture is good, you've got lots of high quality backlinks. AI will often flag your company as one of those recommendations as well. There are other things that we need to be doing. We need to be adding things like local schema code into your website. And there's various technical things that we need to be doing with AI as well. But if you're doing local SEO right, you will be doing AI search visibility right as well. So these are becoming more important. It's not just Google Maps, it's also your visibility in AI as well. So, these are the main marketing channels that I think are really important. I go into it in a lot more detail. I have a free PDF called, Top 20 Marketing Channels for Your Cleaning Business. And I go into, I tier them between tiers 1, 2, or 3 in terms of what I think are the most effective marketing channels for your business. I still think Google is the number one. And I think that if you focus on these areas, you will be able to grow your business quickly. You'll get to 50K and beyond very, very quickly as well. So in this next video, I'm going to go into a bit more detail about what I call the local domination strategy, how Google and AI forms a key part of what we do, and the strategy that we use with our cleaning clients today. So I'll see you on the next one.